Alright, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll be pretty much showing every single build that I know of that I think they're pretty good for MSK or for MSK carries in general. I do see some streamers, I'm not gonna call out names and everything, you can find them yourselves, but their builds are not the best or sometimes they're really questionable. Like using wafers when you're having soaring mantis, which doesn't really make sense to be honest. But other than that, we're just gonna take that out of my mind and everything because I saw that I was like, what the hell? Well, like, what's this build? And everything. Search up his build. The build wasn't that great. So I'll be showing you guys all the builds from only from 3 team perks though. This is Lynx and this is Soldier. It'll be TRO, Happy Holidays, Lost on the Pass. Alright, let's start with the first one. First one is Gold Trooper. This is my second build. Gold Trooper. You have Gold Trooper as a commander. After they have Blast on the Pass, we're soaring height, soaring might. Special forces, fighter. Critical rating, aka Guardian Bull, Guardian Penny, I have Guardian Penny, and faster explosion, aka Demolitionist Penny. I'll show you guys right now. Look, all the names right there of the heroes. Take a few seconds so you guys can look at them if you need the heroes or not. I already don't know the names of them, or just just some more simpler, just to look at the names and look at the character itself. And with Adrenaline and Slowfield, the reason why I use Slowfield and not like turrets or airstrikes is because they're not really that good items. With airstrikes and everything, me and Beck a long time ago, we both tested it out. We both were at Warcry, we both used airstrikes, and we did nearly the exact same amount of damage as one shot of a de-animizer. So the time and effort you're trying to use your airstrikes and everything, you could just shoot. You could already shoot like the Mythic Storm King like 4 to 5 times or 3. Depends on your Warcry and depends if you can switch them that fast. So it's really not that useful, to be honest, in my opinion. All right, this is all in my opinion. With Slowfield, on the other hand, you could place it down on your teammates who is down and you're doing carries with, or the person who's high level and is down. Place Slowfield down, you go Adrenaline with a lot more ease instead of all the husks, running in or walking to you and smacking you really fast, as some people would be like that because they're low HP and low defense. Instead of with the Slowfield, it reduces that by 40%, which makes them decently slow, and their attack speeds are slow, so it's really easy to rest someone if you're using Slowfield. Just be careful with bees. That's like the only main issue with that. Next one will be number 4. This was a TRO build. This is with Gold Trooper as well. Gold Trooper with TRO, totally rocking out. You get him by getting Dennis Jr. He's over in the red here. He's a Mythic Constructor. You need support team. You need sub wafers, Breakbeat Wildcat, actual attacks, special forces, and Demolitionist Penny with Adrenaline Slowfield. Sub wafers to get the team perk because you need Rocking Rift in order to operate. You need Rocking Rift in order to activate TRO. And I would recommend using Breakbeat Wildcat because if you get 10 eliminations, you could get TRO. And it's not that hard to get 10 eliminations if you're a decently high power level or you're maxed. All right, next one would be Tank Penny. Take pennies for that extra damage on horn since to a TRO does increases the critical rate by 160% and heals you but decays over an 8-second period. With Tank Penny you can do more damage on the horn, and it's really just paying off since you have a lot of critical rating, and the critical rating does not stack up with Guardian Bull. If you have Guardian Bull in your support team, it does increase more critical rating when you use wafers. It's capped at 63, I think, or 64, whatever the percent is, but it stays uncapped. So Tank Penny is the way to go. You do more damage, you get the horn faster, and you have a higher chance of winning. We also going to want Special Forces Ramirez to do that more damage, and because since you're using Gold Trooper is really good for end stage. At 9 extra seconds makes end stage super easy, like without a doubt, really easy and really simple end stage. Like if you use it, you're gonna see a difference on end stage. Like most of the time, if I do them with my teammates and stuff like that, if we get lucky, we could kill MSK before he resets, which is very pog. And then of course Demolition is Penny. I don't know why some people don't even use her as a support or anything. Demolition is Penny is one of like the best heroes for MSK. Only beating by Banshee, Banshee, Gold Trooper, and Lynx. Those are a lot more better. But other than that, Demolition is Penny. It's still a really fucking good hero. Like, really good. Sorry for the language, but still, it's really good. Like, I see people who don't even use it, and I'm asking them, why are you not using it? And they don't even know what the hell she does. And my mind is like, this game, this ain't like 2020 or 2019. Like you're better getting your builds. This is 2021, or ending 2020, where you should already know what Demolition does and what does she do and everything. That launch 17% extra damage. It's a lot. It's a lot actually. I mean, some people be like, it's not that much. There's not much of a damage difference. You will see it. It makes the run so much more easier if you have her. Fortunately for me, I have her supercharged. You don't really need to supercharge none of these heroes if you want to. And then Adrenaline and Slowfield, same thing. Next one, it's number 6 for me. This is with Lynx, Cassandra. If no one knows her, no one uses her. Whenever you Q9, you do 140% more damage, but only for 4 seconds, which makes epic bosses a lot more easier. But this one's the Happy Holidays build. Some people will be like, why are you using Happy Holidays? Happy Holidays is not even a good build. It's pretty good in my opinion because you can kunai more, so that means you almost have that 140%, the 140% extra damage almost like I think with no, I think you pop it maybe 8 or 9 times, maybe more if you want to pop it. Like when it's really useful, you can pop it almost instantly. Like let's say for example you pop up Q9 for the let's say for the second epic boss, but someone builds in front of you or epic bull rushes a raw custom map and you can't reach it anymore. You can just quickly go over there to that epic boss and quickly Q9 because your Q9 will be back. Because with Happy Holidays it decreases your abilities cooldown by 40%, which is actually a lot. So the build I use for Lynx Cassandra with Happy Holidays is Horror Critical Rating, Actual Attacks, Bomb Squad, Freebooter Kent, and then Demolition is Penny. With this one I'll show you the heroes because some of them like you guys didn't see. And these are new ones so far in this video, but I hope you guys know what it is. And with Adrenaline and Slowfield, I'll explain why I still use Slowfield even with Lynx Cassandra, because you'd be like, you don't really need it. A lot of people are like, you don't need it with Lynx. The whole just understandable because you gotta put it when it's end stage, you know, all that huss doesn't hit you and everything. But I'll tell you many reasons why I use Adrenaline. I use Adrenaline Slowfield. So with Bomb Squad, you could get him with Flux and everything, if I remember. It increases your armor by 22. Very good. You take less damage, so you don't die as much often. Some like really good players or pro players don't need it, but I would recommend using it if you're not that great or you just don't want to die a lot. And same with Freebooter Kent. You know, you get that nice smoke bomb. As soon as you drop smoke bomb, it restores all your shield, which is very, very good. You can be like, you know, low HP and like low shield, but as soon as you drop down that smoke bomb, at least you can survive like an extra meteor before it kills you. So, and then the reason why I use Slowfield, mainly for one reason. You can add the Slowfield for end stage if you're not using Gold Trooper. You can use it for the soldiers, so those soldiers 2 Slowfields, but don't put them like on top of each other. If you put them away from each other, that means Husk from one direction will take a lot longer because they have to go to 2 Slowfields pretty much instead of just one. The other one is with teammates and everything. You can still drop it down to your teammate when you're Lynx. And Lynx is kind of really good because you have lower HP and lower shield as Soldier and less armor, because Soldier has more armor than Lynx, and you pretty much can get your teammate up pretty easily with with Slowfield. Next build, which is the TRO one for Lynx. TRO for Lynx, I use Bomb Squad, Actual Attacks, Breakbeat, Wildcat, Subwafers, Faster Explosions, Adrenaline, and Slowfield. I know for a fact you can remove you can remove Bomb Squad for like Gold Trooper or other heroes and like that, but I like having armor because sometimes I'm not a great player. By all means, I am a really bad player, so I like to use armor so I don't die often. And some of you guys are not as good at the game as others. Like cannot solo MSK 24/7, so you at least use the extra 22 armor to make the difference. It does. You can notice the difference. You can survive a lot more with that extra armor. The next build is the Blast from the Past build for Lynx. Lynx Cassandra, build number 8. You're going to want to use Blast from the Past with Soaring Height, Soaring Might, Guardian Bull, Guardian Penny, Swamp Knight, Faster Explosion, Adrenaline, Slow Field. Swamp Knight, you could have got him many times over there on the dungeons. I think everybody should almost have it if you've at least been playing the game for a couple of months ago. What he does is that whenever you're low on HP, let's say for example, if you're like down by 60% with HP on especially with Blast on the Pass, Soldier or Lynx, this is really good. If you're down by that low, you can use Swamp Knight. Swamp Knight increases the amount of damage via miss monsters and bosses, because Smasher is considered as the epic boss is a Smasher on MSK, so it's considered as a miss monster because miss monster is a Smasher. Smasher is classified as a miss monster as well. So it increases the damage by 42% based on the amount of HP you lost. So it's up to 42%. You will see the difference. Actually, it's a pretty big amount of damage you do. The more damage for Lynx with Blast on the Pass, because see this, with Blast on the Pass, you have that extra toughness with a lot of HP. But what I see mainly the reason why I don't like using Blast, you have the lack of damage. The damage is not there. You have to wait for kunai to fully reset, which takes a while. And but at least with at least with Swamp Knight, you can have that extra bit of damage, an extra little push for just so you can do extra damage on that big boss. If you screw up your kunai, and if you're ever getting pretty low, at least Swamp Knight helps you. Swamp Knight helps you kill that big boss before you go down, or at least near one tap for your soldier to go kill it. Next build, the last one. This is instead of how you've been seeing a lot, instead of what's his name, Gold Trooper, we're gonna be using Special Forces Ramirez. The difference between the two of them is that on Horn, you do the noticeable one. Let's say for example, if you're Lynx Cassandra with TRO, you have great crit damage. You have triple crit damage on your Fury with Tank Penny and with a Subway and with Warcry. You would do 4,000 damage on Horn, but the person must be Special Forces Ramirez. If you're not Special Forces Ramirez, if I remember correctly, with all of that in mind, instead of Special Forces on your support team, you do 3,850 or something near there. I don't remember exactly. But this is, it's not that much damage. It's a little bit damage off, but the attack speed is slower, but it's really not that bad. At least with Special Force, you have that end stage war cry. With this one, if you get lucky, you have 2 to 3 extra seconds on MSK before your war cry runs out with this build. This one's with no armor as well, so you will have to be, not as good, but try not to die a lot, so be decently okay, semi-good. With this one, you got with all the ones with no armor, we just all shield. You gotta be pretty decent. You gotta at least have a tiny bit of skill, So Special Forces Ramirez with TRO, with Breakbeat, Wildcat, Subway for actual attacks, Special Forces, and Faster Explosion. This is Special Forces, aka Brainiac. That's it's Gold Trooper, aka Brainiac, which does the increased war card duration. I'm very smart. I'm tired. But Adrenaline Slow Field. So this one, I have other slides. I have other, loadouts, but I want to save those because I don't feel like changing them back. So the next one would be Blast from the Past, which is the build I normally use back then, with Soaring Might, Soaring Hide, with Guardian Bull. Where are you at, Guardian Bull? I'll go Guardian Penny. And this is the build with Guardian Bull, with Special Forces, with Gold Trooper or Brainiac, and then Faster Explosion. This is what I typically would like to. This is what typically would use back then. That's old me. I don't use that anymore. It's pretty good build still, but I would like to suggest 3 extra seconds work correct, because sometimes if you break the horn fast enough, you can at least have those 3 extra seconds on MSK, which is not a lot really, but it's a lot more better. But if you don't want, with this build and everything, there's another version of Blast and Pass, especially for Special Forces Ramirez. You remove the Brainiac and you add one hero to replace it, which is over here. And if you guessed it or not, then congratulations, you very smart. And it's this one, Swamp Knight. Of course, you have Blast in the past. Swamp Knight is nearly like superior than a lot of the other ones because with with a lot of HP with what Blossom Blast gives you, removes all your HP, removes all your shield, but doubles your HP. Is very good. Good. Like look, 42% damage. If you do the math, I'm not gonna do the math. I am not smart, so you can just do the calculator. And then let's say, for example, if you're down by if you're lower than 42%, convert that to damage, and that's it. So like, just do 1 million, like a nice even number, 1 million, and out of 42%, that's how much damage you're doing, extra, which is not a lot, really, but it's not a lot. It's actually a lot. It's a lot of damage. What am I talking about? Okay, so I just explained all of the heroes, but we also got to explain the weapons. This is very important because a lot of people use the most weirdest Furies or the weirdest launchers ever. Like, there's some people, I saw this back then, and thank God we made him change his build. My server, we made this guy change his build because it was completely ass. I am sorry to whoever it was. If I remember correctly, it was, if I remember, it was like critical rating, so yeah, it was heavy attack efficiency, energy element, damage, and I think it was damage. No, it was attack, spin, and damage. So it was like double attack. But this is the build you want to typically use for TRO. If you're using totally rocking out, you want triple crit damage with 1 attack speed, physical element, bright core, not sunbeam, bright core. I'll explain a bit why you want its bright core. But this is what you typically want to use for TRO, since you have that 160% critical rating, convert that to critical chance, a lot of numbers. You'll have around 65% chance of critting the horn, or critting, so you could really just use this one. You do a lot more damage on horn, which makes horn a lot more easier. The reason why I said we're gonna put it on bright core instead of sunbeam, the horn is unelemented, so that means bright core and sunbeam do the exact amount of damage. If they have both exactly the same rolls, they would do exactly the amount of damage. Instead of with the sunbeam one, you lose durability, and you have a higher attack speed instead of a lower one from the bright core one, and more durability. So this is where the durability and attack speed shines, is the bright core one. That's what you want to do. You want to hit faster to break the horn faster. You want the bright core. If you want to hit slower, do the exact same amount of damage as bright core, go ahead and pick sunbeam. But just know if one of us, or if I see it or some other guy sees it, they're gonna question you a lot. The Storm King's Wrath. This is typically the decent the average build. If you're smart at the game, you typically use this build. Double crit damage, crit rating, fire rate. You can remove the fire, you can put damage to miss monsters and bosses, but I used to run that back then, but until a friend of mine's, he told me that it's a lot more better with fire rate because the more faster you shoot, the more higher chance you're hitting crits. Since you're shooting a lot more faster, you can hit a lot more crits, which is not compared to damage and damage to miss monsters and bosses, which is just hitting a lot more raw damage instead of crits. I mean, crits, you'll see the difference there, but your chance of critting is a lot more slower because you have to shoot a lot more times. Statistically saying, you need at least shoot 4 times. 3 times, and one of them will be a crit, because it'll be a 99% chance of crit, or 90 something. Well, it might be 100, because it'd be 40, 40, 40, pretty much, yeah. So you pretty much need you need 3 shots in order for one of them to be a guaranteed crit. Alright, but I would recommend, if you're using TRO, I wouldn't recommend this, but if you want to use TRO, you can have triple crit damage, but just keep in mind that you will most likely have to use pretty much a wafer every single time you shoot with the triple crit damage, because you would not do damage on anything, but the damage with triple crit damage with the wafer, you will see it. It's pretty big. But I wouldn't do it because I don't hit crits for days. Next one, this one, the Deanimizer. This is the rules that you want on TRO. If you're using TRO, this is the rules that you want. Alright, energy element, double crit damage, and damage to miss monsters and bosses. Some of you be like, why damage to miss monsters and bosses? How come you're not doing damage? MSK is a boss. You do more damage as a boss. If you have the team perk as a boss, you do more damage. You add 2 and 2 together, you do more damage, 6% more. Right? I mean, you can put raw damage, but like, if you want to do overall more damage. Oh, and never change the 6 perk. There's nothing better than this. This is the really good one. Alright, causes you a ring explosion damage. All of this thing is dog shit. I see people changing it, and I question them. Alright, and the one with blast on the pass and happy holidays, you're gonna want to use critical rating. So, you know, to hit more crits, obviously. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, with this build, you're gonna have to at least have an extra wafer for end stage. If not, you're gonna be doing no damage. None of them have to be supercharged. It's all up to you if you want to supercharge them. And I forgot to explain the other Fury builds, because I remember I only talked about the TRO Furies. Well, the TRO Fury. Well, there's another one. And that's the thing is, this one has it. Yes, this one does have it. This one has it. Storm King's Fury. If you're using Blast on the Pass, or TRO, this is typically the build that you want. So with double attack speed, double crit damage, physical elements, bright core. But this one must have Guardian Bull in your support team in order to crit. The faster you hit, the more crits you get. It's the same thing with the fire rate. The more shots you fire, the more chance you have of hitting the crit. But if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to do more like attack speed, and you just want to hit pure crits, replace one of the attack speeds and put critical rating. That one is also used for the happy and blast on the pass build. But just keep this in mind, if you don't hit crits, you have a high chance of losing. So you gotta pray to God you hit crits, at least once if you're Lynx. I think that's it. I explained all of the information you guys will need on MSK. Hopefully, you guys do not have really wacky builds. I'm hoping this video would do better than the previous one. The previous one didn't do that great because I changed the title when I you know uploaded the video. I changed the title real quickly after like a few hours, so I don't think people clicked it on much anymore. So I'm hoping this is the video where people will open their minds and be like, this is a decent build. I'm not gonna use, you know, what's it called? Soaring Mantis, because Soaring Mantis typically not the builds I like. Those are not the builds I like. Typically with those builds, you have a lot less HP. Yes, you could double jump everywhere, but the lack of HP and everything, the shield, really brings you down and everything. You're really limited on only 2 heroes to use, and you must use them if you're using Soaring, if you're using what's it called, Soaring Mantis, which would be critical rating, Guardian Borg or Guardian Penny, and Demolition is Penny for that 70% launcher damage, because like that 70% launcher damage is necessary for pretty much almost everything. So that's the downside in my opinion for Soaring Mantis. I mean, there is a lot of good players with that, but typically I wouldn't recommend using it, and I wouldn't use it for myself. Anyways, if you guys found this video useful in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to. I will really appreciate that. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. See ya.